Hello everyone! In this video we're going to be building a bar inspired by rock music here in the Spice Market area of San Myshuno, and this is actually an area where you normally find a karaoke bar, so I decided to build in this lot, and I actually liked the industrial vibe of that place. I even kept the green roof that it has, and I really wanted to go with a similar vibe. I think that the description of that lot says that it used to be a cannery, I think? Something like that. So I really wanted it to have the vibe of a converted building, and I am using a lot of the stuff from Werewolves so that I can get that look. And I also used the windows and door from the Moschino stuff pack. I wanted it to have this sort of layout with the bathroom upstairs, and downstairs there's an area with a dance floor, there's the actual bar. I even made a little stage for a band to be able to play in. And we don't actually have bands in the game, but I tried to make it look as realistic as I could. I added a bunch of guitars, a keyboard, and a microphone, so at least you could have several sims playing at the same time. I added that amplifier stereo that comes with Moschino, and I also have that busker station that has like a lot of gear, and I also wanted to have the karaoke machine in case you might want to use that sometimes instead of having a band. And I made sure to have it in a way that it could still be functional, but I didn't want it to be like very obvious in this space. I decided to have it set up for a band primarily, and if you decided to download this, you could just easily move it to the center of the stage if you would prefer that, and then tuck it away on that corner later. But yeah, I decided to have that. I also wanted to have a DJ booth that I do not keep in that spot, and I wanted to have some of the tables and chairs upstairs so that they could actually watch the band from there, and I added a lot more seating outside, and I also decided to have a secondary bar outside. So this is just a very thematic place, I would say, and for some reason I wanted to have that dance floor, but if you would rather have just tables and chairs, you could also do that. I forgot to mention, I'm going to have this on the gallery, and it will be under my ID, which is Veranium. I always upload my builds, and I always link them down in the description because it's easier to download things that way. So now I am adding this bar from Werewolves, and I will add some seating at the bar, and next to it there's going to be the seating area, but I will come back to that much later in the build. I tried not to jump around as much as I did, but that didn't end up working out as I had hoped. But in the end, I was happy with the layout of this space, and I really liked how the decoration turned out. And now I have picked these tables and chairs for this area. I have decorated bathroom and a storage closet next to it. That's completely just for decoration, and it has some of the brooms and mops from Laundry Day and Realm of Magic. I just thought that it was a cool thing to have in there. And the bathroom is very small, but outside of it I decided to have an extra sink, and I added the same mirror with these stickers. One of them is of a cassette tape, so I thought that was really cool. That's from high school years, as well as some of these vinyls and posters that I am adding everywhere. Some of the other posters are from Werewolves. Those were very useful, and also the smaller ones are from City Living. They are actually collectibles, so I have one that looks like it's for a horror movie with a freezer bunny, and there's also one that looks like it's a musician with an acoustic guitar, which I really like the look of. I was inspired by my favorite restaurant here where I live. That's a space that has a lot of pictures and, like photographs and posters, even murals and sculptures of different rock bands. There's a ton of Pink Floyd stuff, I think, and I think there's Jimi Hendrix. I'm not really sure because they've moved a couple of times, so their decor has changed slightly over the years. I believe that they used to have a David Bowie poster, and they also had a Jim Morrison, Kurt Cobain, and I want to say Hendrix mural outside before, and I just really like that place. It's really cool. It's really my vibe. This is the kind of thing that I really enjoy. Music is one of my favorite things in the world. If we could get bands in the game, I would be the happiest person. I know that you can kind of get the look of a band if you have enough instruments, and if you have get together, you can have clubs. So you can make it into a rock band club and have them just play instruments and sing. That's what I did for the thumbnail of this video. I am actually using some sims that I made an apartment for back in the early days of my channel. I don't think that video even has any voiceover, so it's a pretty early one, and if I were to do it again, it would be very different. I have a lot more packs now than I did then. I'm going to have that link down in the description in case you are also interested in that for some reason. So that was an apartment for roommates. One of them is more of a punk and the other one is more of a goth. And they even have a small rehearsal space. And yeah, it's a bit of a strange apartment, but I decided to use those same sims to be the band that is playing in here, at least in my game. But anyway, I have added a lot of those posters, and I jump around a lot. I also added some fairy lights outside and added some seating in there. I added the boss from Werewolves that has the perfect space for a bar. I think that if you play in this slot, you're only going to be able to have one mixologist at a time. So I don't know, maybe I should have not added that bar and just added some counters instead. I don't know, I don't think it really impacts the functionality of this slot. But yeah, you can see that I jump around a bit in and out. And once I am done adding these fairy lights from the little campers kit, which are actually kind of low to the ground, I added a dumpster, and then I added some neon signs from the base game and from other packs. And then I added this seating area, which is probably the best spot to watch the band performing, so I wanted it to be a cozy space, but it did take me a while to pick a couch. And I really like how I made this kind of guitar nook behind it, using this coffee table from Moschino as well. It looks like a guitar case or something. And I also wanted to add some rugs, so I have this one from Nifty Knitting, and I also added some tarps. And I wanted to have these venue lights from Get Together, and that reminded me that they have special like banners and rugs, so I wanted to add some of those. They are meant to be for the clubs, so they have these icons. I have one that is a music note, one that is a skull, and I have one that is just headphones. So I added a bunch of stuff to this place. I even added a pride flag, which I really wanted to do because I wanted this space to be inclusive. I wanted it to be a space that I would really love to visit and feel welcome in, because a lot of people look at me and they don't think that I'm into rock music, but it is my favorite kind of music, and I really wanted it to be that kind of space that I would feel welcome in, so that's why I added that. And I actually forgot to add some of the neon things from high school years. They have a lot of these really cute kind of doodles. There's a star and there's a lightning bolt one, and some other stuff that I did remember to add, but I don't have that on video. I added it when I was taking the screenshots. So stick around for those. There's a few things that I decided to add after the fact. In part because I wasn't so happy with how the exterior of this building looked like. I am very happy with the interior, and I really like this deck, and I like the decals and posters that I have on the walls. I really like the signs that I added from debug and everything, but the shape of it isn't my favorite thing. I really like the windows. I really like how there's this semicircular window and door combo, but I am not the happiest with the overall shape. Part of me just wishes I hadn't bulldozed the original lot, the karaoke bar, and I had just remodeled it. One of the things that I don't like about it is that it has outdoor lighting indoors, and that kind of really bothers me, but I could have fixed that. I think that I'm going to do some remodels of some houses in the game, probably from Oasis Springs and, I don't know, maybe Realm of Magic, because some of those could be better. And I also think that it's really fun to remodel things, so I probably will do that this week. But I really wanted for this space to have a kitchen in case you had dine out and you would have preferred to have this as a restaurant, especially since I was basing this after a restaurant. I don't have it, but if you wanted to, you would have enough space to add I think it's called the chef station, and you could really just use this space for a functional kitchen that way. I went with the same industrial kind of grungy style that I was going for in the rest of the build, so I think that it matches, and I really liked how I was able to tuck the door next to the DJ booth. I think that's what made the most sense. And I did have to move around some stuff, such as that garage mural door, and I actually ended up adding more murals, and I ended up replacing that door for the functional mural one that you can paint on, and I did that for a few of the others because it was clipping with the upstairs, and I actually added a few more murals for the floor. So I hope you liked this video and that you download this build if you would like to. You could also leave me a like and subscribe if this is the kind of content that you're interested in. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.